Good and hot. Just got done with the announcing the last race. Bryson Daffern starting on pole. Dylan D. Thomas on his outside. On the inside of row 2 is going to be Nicholas Daffern. On the outside of him is Jarrett Murphy. On the inside of row 3, John Literal. And on the outside, bringing up the back, Dustin Hall, starting 6.
As Bryson Daffern brings them around. It'll be 11 laps in our Heat 2. As they bunch up, here they come, out of 4. Green flag in the air. Bryson Daffern followed by Dylan Thomas down into 1. As already we got cars collected into turn 1. Green flag is still out. Bryson Daffern followed by Dylan Thomas, Nicholas Daffern. Actually, John Literal is going to make a run here on Nicholas Daffern coming out of the corner. Bryson Daffern's got Dylan Thomas all over the back door as they come down into turn 1. Oh, Dylan Thomas has got a run going down into 3. Let's see if he can make it work. He gets bottled all the way down. Daffern pushes him down into the wall. He's still right there at the door coming down. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Not going to be able to make it stick. Looking at a 1, trying to go to the high side maybe. As Bryson Daffern has Dylan Thomas is going to get the nose in here coming out of 3 or out of 2. Down the back straightaway, side by side, wheel to wheel, all the way on the bottom. As Nicholas Daffern has John Literal all over the inside of him coming out of the back straightaway here with 1 to go. Dylan Thomas, your race leader, running away with it, followed by Nicholas Daffern, John Literal, Bryson Daffern. The Daffern boys splitting the Literal right in the middle. Jarrett Murphy and Dustin Hall round out your 6-car field as they're 3 wide coming down into the last lap here. Down the back straightaway, it's going to be a drag race. The Daffern boys versus John Literal. John Riddle to the inside of Nicholas Daffern, trying to make it work out of 4. Can he make it stick? It's going to be door to door coming down to the stripe. No, he will take 3rd. Your running order at the line will be Dylan Thomas, Nicholas Daffern, John Literal, Bryson Daffern, Jarrett Murphy, and Dustin Hall will round out your field. Well, Langdon, that was some good battling we saw there in heat number 2. As we get ready now to move to heat 3. You want to go ahead and run us through our grid?
Sure will. Matthew Everett's starting on pole. On his outside, Kyle Vohringer starting on 2nd place on the outside of Matthew. Hunter Wright starting inside of row 2. On the outside of row 2 is going to be Blake L. Brown. And on the inside of row number 3, Craig Gullickson, who, if I remember right, finished 3rd in the Wingless Series about 20 minutes ago. Looks like Carl Young not going to be making the call, if I'm counting the cars right. Yes, looks like Carl Young's not going to be making the calls for tonight.
It is unfortunate. As Matthew Everett brings him down to the green flag here. Or should be this time by, I do believe. So it'll be 11 laps here in our heat number 3 race here tonight at Williams Grove. As we can see, the bottom of the track starting to slick off. It's going to get interesting. It's going to be a lot of cars in our feature tonight, Langdon. It's going to be interesting to see if they can all get through without killing each other. As we are green flag, Matthew Everett has Kyle Vohringer all over the inside of him, down into 1 and 2. Matthew Everett brings him down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4, Vohringer trying to make it work on the bottom. Can't get it to stick. As Matthew Everett now gets a little bit of a lead here. Vohringer has Hunter Wright all over the back door of him. Follow behind them Blake Brown and Craig Gullickson.
Well, folks, Matthew Everett still keeping it up front for heat number 3 of the UMP modifieds here today. Kyle Vohringer taking about the same line as Matthew. Oh, he makes a little contact on the inside of the wall there. Turn 4. 074 trying to get below that 31 car. Not going to make it happen there.
As your race leader, Matthew Everett, continues to run away with the lead. Followed behind him, Kyle Vohringer, Hunter Wright, Blake Brown, and Craig Gullickson. As the battle for second starting to heat up, as Hunter Wright's trying to put the nose in on Kyle Vohringer down into 2. So here they come out of 4. They're going to get a little bit of contact there. Nothing too major. It's going to stay straight. It's going to be 5 to go past the line here. Nobody has anything for your race leader right now, Matthew Everett. Kyle Vohringer has a handful with Hunter Wright trying to beat down the back door. As everybody is right along the bottom of the wall right now, all the way around the racetrack.
Matthew Everett still keeping that first place position, followed by the 01 car of Kyle Voringer, 31 car of Hunter Wright, and Blake L. Brown sitting in fourth place.
As they all come around single file, 2 to go past the flag stand. As the 074 is looking to stick it on the inside of the 31 of Hunter Wright, down into the corner, can't make it stick, gets out of the gas a little bit and lets him go. As the white flag is out for your race leader, Matthew Everett. 2 more corners to go. Comfortable lead, looking like he's going to take your Heat 3 win. Down the straightaway he comes. Your race winner, Heat 3, Matthew Everett, followed by Kyle Voringer, Hunter Wright, Blake Brown, Craig Gullickson, and Carl Young, who did not make the call. As that'll wrap it up for our heat races, and we'll set our feature field. Langdon, what do you think about the track, and what do you expect to see here in our feature tonight?
Well, as of right now, the track is looking pretty good. Maybe slick when you're getting into the corners, but with these UMP modifies, it may look slick now, but just you wait till we hit that 25 lap mark in the feature, and it's gonna feel like you're driving on ice. Well, folks, looking right now at least, Eric Elmore still going to be Eric Elmore going to be starting on the pole. So that 420 Eric Elmore probably looking to grab some more points. Eric Elmore currently fourth in points with 242 points, about 20, 30 or so points behind Jarrett Murphy, your current points leader, which I have not seen Jarrett Murphy today. See if we can see who our fastest lap time is right now. Actually, I'm not seeing it.
It would be the 25 of Jarrett Murphy right now, holding a 21.099.
Oh, well, there's my correction there. Thank you, Ricky. I didn't even see Jarrett Murphy here today.
Yeah, he's just been lurking like a ninja.
Well, folks, that's going to have our checkered flag for the one. Let's go ahead and get you guys the starting grid for the feature tonight. Eric Elmore going to be starting on the pole.
Langdon, still got you there, buddy?
Oh, my mic cut out. That's great. What did I happen to leave off on?
You got through Eric Elmore, and then I think we lost you.
Oh, no, that's not good. Well, folks, Dylan D. Thomas on the outside of Eric Elmore. On the inside of row 2, Matthew Everett. On his outside is Dylan Petty. On the inside of row 3 is Nicholas Daffin. On his outside is Carl Varner. Inside of row 4 is Dylan Fox. On the outside of him is John Literal. On the inside of row 5 is Hunter Wright. On the outside of him is Jesse Isidore. And that is going to be your top 10 starting here. And we will be having what looks to be a 17 car feature. So even though most of these drivers are pretty clean, expect quite a few cautions tonight.
It's always fun when you put a big field on this track in Williams Grove, and it's a driver's track for sure. We want to thank y'all for being with us here on Hammer Down TV as we're live with the Grit Series UMP Modifieds from Williams Grove.
Well, folks, Eric Elmore going to be bringing us around to the green flag this time, if I'm correct. Dylan D. Thomas on his outside. Dylan probably looking to get a great restart. Eric Elmore normally gets some great restarts, but we should be going green flag racing right now, folks. We're going green flag racing down the front stretch. Eric Elmore leading us into the first corner. Everyone looks clean right now, at least. Doesn't look like we're going to have any cautions there in that first corner.
Clean through as the whole field behind Eric Elmore goes too deep around the racetrack, and there's that first caution as they get together in the back. As there's a car sideways, gets T-boned. Looks like Blake Brown is upside down on the back straightaway. That's unfortunate for him. As a few guys get shuffled out, let it settle down and see who ends up where. It's looking like your big mover here is going to be Dylan Fox starting 14th. Oh, no, never mind. So your field as it gets sorted out is Eric Elmore first, Dylan Thomas second, Matthew Everett's third, Dylan Petty fourth, Nicholas Daffern fifth, sixth is Kyle Vohringer, seventh is John Literal, eighth is Jesse Isidore, Keith Hackney is ninth, 10th is Jarrett Murphy, Bryson Daffern 11th, Joshua Vangor 12th, Dylan Fox 13th, 14th is Dustin Hall, Craig Gullickson, and 15th, 16th Hunter Wright, and 17th Blake Brown, who is in the pits at the moment trying to get his car put back together after being upside down on the back straightaway. But right now it's looking like Eric Elmore has a firm handle on this track in his car tonight. He's going to be looking to just keep doing what he was doing there in the first lap or two that we actually got green, lap and a half or so, and just kind of drive it our way. And we'll see if we can stay green here and get some good racing. As the lights on the truck are out, we'll be green flag this time by the flag stand. You want to bring us to the green, Landon?
Sure would love to. Eric Elmore still up front.
Green flag.
As I think we lost Langdon's mic there again. Eric Elmore brings him around through turn one. Behind him, too wide, Dylan Thomas and Matthew Everett down the back straightaway. Everett's on the inside, trying to make it work. He's going to give him a little bit of the rear bumper and push him out for second place. As there's 3-4 wide down into three, a big pile up of cars. Looks like they're going to get through clear. As they will make it through clear. Oh, as we got a car around sideways, it is the 55 of Keith Hackney. Spins it around in two. Caution comes out. So as Langdon said beforehand, so far, plenty of cautions here. Some good racing, the couple of laps it has been green. But your race leader right now, Eric Elmore, probably loving these cautions, not giving anyone a chance to catch up with him. They're too busy racing everyone too deep behind him. So your running order as they sit on the track right now: Eric Elmore in first, Matthew Everett, Dylan Thomas, Dylan Petty, Kyle Vohringer, Nicholas Daffrin, John Littoral, Jarrett Murphy, Bryson Daffrey, Jesse Isadora, Dylan Fox, Dustin Hall, Keith Hackney, Hunter Wright, Joshua Vangor, Craig Gullickson, and Blake Brown. As I believe the pace truck lights, nope, no they are not. They are still on. No, stop doing that.
User disconnected from your channel.
As we have actually lost Langdon Giddens. Not sure what happened there. Had some technical difficulty. Hopefully he can make it back to the end of the race. But as the lights are out on the pace truck, we're getting ready to go green. Your leader, Eric Elmore, brings them around out of 4. Bunches up the field. He's on the gas out of 4 as the green flag flies. We're racing again at Williams Grove. Hello, Eric Elmore with a good run down into 1. As Eric Elmore gets a good run out of 1, followed by Matthew Everett. He's got Dylan Thomas all over him in the back. As the yellow is out again here at Williams Grove. I'm not sure exactly what happened. As we have made it through 10 of 20 laps here at Williams Grove. Langdon, you called it. It's been a caution-filled race thus far.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just some experience from doing this last week. The UMPs, you know, in itself for me are very hard to control. Well, I mean, at least they're hard for me to control. And, you know, at a track like this where you have to be a little bit more careful about your braking and definitely throttle control, definitely some drivers cannot, you know, keep their composure at this track and make it as clean as it should be, or just spinning around by themselves. That's also one of the things that you do see kind of common here at Williams Grove with these UMP modifieds. Well, folks, Eric Elmore still going to be your leader right now, bringing us to the green flag next time around for this lap feature. Well, folks, while we are bringing you guys around to the next green flag, don't forget wherever you're watching, if you're watching on the Twitch, Facebook, or the YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and share it to your friends to help support us. Don't forget to follow if you're watching on Twitch. And don't forget to like the Hammer Down TV page if you are watching on the Hammer Down TV Facebook. Okay, well, folks, Pace Truck is heading in, and we should be going green flag racing with Eric Elmore leading us to. Well, folks, Eric Elmore going green flag racing down the front stretch into the first corner now, followed by Matthew Everett.
As they come down the back straightaway, Everett's right on the back bumper, looking to make something work down into 3. Let's see if he sticks the nose in. He's going to. He's going to try. He gets on the brakes a little hard there. It's going to be a drag race coming down the front straightaway as we get a green flag lap in all the way around. Here we go. As they're going to make a little contact. It's going to be a little rough there. As it does not look like. Oh, there we go.
Matthew Everett's got put out of the game there go back and see just what happened. Looks like maybe Matthew Everett's got slowed a little bit there. Maybe trying to avoid the 420, slowed down, and the cars behind him just could not stop in time. Matthew ends up getting spun around. Looks like no one else was hurt from it, but caution came out for that. Well, folks, Matthew Everett really put out of the running for this first place position tonight. Eric Elmore probably feeling a little bit of relief after that incident there. Eric Elmore now has Dylan D. Thomas behind him with Bryson Daffern with the bad racing team in third place. Looks like both of the Dafferns, both Bryson and Nicholas, Bryson sitting in third place, Nicholas sitting in fourth place, trying to fight for that top three for that third place position. Well, folks, we should be going around one more time before we get this green flag for the 30-lap feature with the Grit UMP Modified Series today at Williams Grove.
As it's been a wreck-filled race so far. Let's see if they can get some good green flag laps here. There's been some close racing. The green flag laps we have had. It's just been a little bit of overzealousness on some of the drivers' parts. As it looks like they are going to give Dylan Thomas the EOL for reckless driving, I would assume, as he was very aggressive and took out Matt Everett.
Matthew Everett's probably not happy about that situation. But back to a happier note, the 420 Eric Elmore should be leading us around. Do the green flag this time around, followed by the bad racing team driver. And folks, we're going green flag racing down the front stretch. Eric Elmore in the 420 car lead us into the first corner, followed by both of the Dafferns, Bryson Daffern and Nicholas Daffern. Both Dafferns side by, bumper to bumper technically. 96 of Nicholas Daffern trying to get around the 118 of Bryson Daffern. Nicholas trying a little bit different of a line in that corner, but might lose some time when he did that. Oh, the 420 of Eric Elmore about around, saves it. Oh, and folks, we're going to have a pile up.
That's a big one.
And Bryson Daffern running away with it. Bryson Daffern avoiding that hot mess that just made Eric Elmore drop quite a few positions, it looks like. Eric Elmore currently in 11th. Eric Elmore definitely not happy. Let's see if we can go back and look at Eric Elmore and see what happened there.
As it looks like the 116 just gets into him. He tries to keep it straight. The 116 just refuses to lift, tries to go around him on the outside, pushes him up into the field, and collects a whole bunch of cars on the straightaway.
Well, folks, looking like Eric Elmore actually might have been a little bit too sideways there, but like you just said, Ricky, the 118 kind of refusing to lift there. You may wonder, will the admins end up giving Bryson Daffern the EOL for that, or who? I wonder who they're going to put at fault for that.
Yeah, I don't know, Langdon, but these are the times that I'm glad I'm up here and not down there in the control room.
That's definitely true. As an admin and working for the Hammer Down series and all that, it's definitely very hard to make calls that happen like that, just because right there, that maybe the 420 got around too much there and slowed a bit, and the 118 couldn't really do anything. Or you also can look at it as like maybe the 420 did get a little loose, but he still could have drove it out and the 118 did refuse to lift there. So as an admin, that's definitely a tough decision, and that's one of the things, you got to kind of worry about. But it looks like Bryson Daffern is going to get the EOL for that. So admins went ahead and decided Bryson Daffern is going to be put at fault for that. So your new leader should be Jesse Isidore, followed by Nicholas Daffern with his Amsoil car. Well, folks, Pace Truck is off, and we're going green flag racing with Jesse Isidore leading us to the green flag. Green flag is out and waving. We're going green flag racing down the front stretch into the first corner, 20, 96, and 50. Oh, 20 about gets around there. Well, maybe it looked like it there for a second. He made it spun around, but he didn't.
As the 96 and the 55 of Nicholas Daffern and Keith Hackney are side by side. Hackney on the low line, Daffern up high. Hackney's going to try to make it work down on the 1. The 56 is going to give him a little bump. 20 is going to slide up a little high. It's going to be a three-way battle for first place here as Hackney's on the inside. He's going to back off a little bit, just going to get a little bit in front of him again. There's going to be a little bit of contact in the back of the field here. Right now you have your leader, Jesse Isidore, has his hands full with Keith Hackney all over the rear bumper, followed by Nicholas Daffern, Jarrett Murphy, Craig Gullickson, Matthew Everett, Josh Van Gore, Eric Elmore, Dylan Thomas, who actually just passed Eric Elmore for 8th place, Dylan Petty, Bryson Daffern, and Dustin Hall round out your 12 cars that remain in the race.
Well, folks, Jesse Isidore is still up front with the 55 of Keith Hackney, trying to get around him any way he can, peeking on the bottom there. And he's peeking again on the bottom. Keith Hackney trying to use that bottom line and make it work so he can get that first place position. But don't forget the 96 of Nicholas Daffern, definitely a contender to take over that second place spot. Keith Hackney still on the bottom trying to make it work. Looks like Keith Hackney is actually going to make that bottom work. Keith Hackney a little bit too low there. Hits the inside wall and gets spun around.
As that's unfortunate on the white flag. As they bring it into the lead, your race winner is going to be... looks like Nicholas Daffern, followed by Jarrett Murphy, Craig Gullickson, Matt Everett, Josh Van Gore, Dylan Thomas, Eric Elmore, Dylan Petty, Bryson Daffern, Dustin Hall, Jesse Isidore, Keith Hackney, Blake Brown, Hunter Wright, John Literal, Kyle Vorgor, Dylan Fox, and Carl Young. As we're going to take a look at the last lap of that race one more time as we missed it. As you'll see coming into turn 1, the 55 of Keith Hackney is going to get in the wall. And Nicholas Daffern is going to take it from there and run it out. So if we can get these
user joined your channel.
Moved up.
Okay, folks. Well, first we're be talking to Craig Gullickson. Ricky, you can go ahead and talk to him if you would like.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Craig, got your ears on?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it was a crazy race, and you're going to bring home 3rd place. Tell us about your car and what you were looking out of the front windshield the whole race.
Oh, it was just survival. Cars were everywhere. It was a really, really tight racetrack tonight.
Yeah, man, it was absolutely a demo derby out there, it seemed like. Tell us how you managed to keep your nose clean and get to the end of the race.
I'd lay back on the restarts, and as soon as you see trouble happen, you just try to get out of the way. And eventually guys just started dropping back and getting in wrecks, and I was moving forward.
Yeah, you had a really good race starting here in 15th to 3rd. That's a good thing. You got anybody out there you want to thank? Who makes it happen for you every day?
I got to thank my team, Understeer Motorsports. Kyle Vollringer was in this race. He had some bad luck, got involved in a wreck. He helped me set up the car, so big shout out to him.
All right, man. It was a good race. Fun to watch you. Good luck in your next race. We hope to talk to you more this season.
For sure, guys. Thanks.
Craig Gullickson, ladies and gentlemen.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay, folks, next we're going to be talking to Jarrett Murphy, finishing second tonight, starting 14th. So that's kind of a funny coincidence. Craig Gullickson starting 15th, finishing third, and Jarrett Murphy starting 14th and finishing second.
User was
See if we
moved
can
to
get a
your
word
channel.
here with Jarrett Murphy. Jarrett Murphy, do you have us?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jarrett, definitely an awesome race there. Very close. Looked like maybe you were going to take it back from Nicholas Daffern there at the end, but just didn't make it happen. But it's got to feel good to take that second place spot home. Jarrett, how's it feel and how does the car feel?
Yeah, car was good. Second 2 weeks in a row. That one was more luck than anything. So I'd rather be lucky than good any day. But just survival of the fittest.
Yeah, definitely. As we just talked to Craig Gullickson, exactly what he said too. Like you just said, survival of the fittest, full of cautions. Definitely have to be good at dodging race cars to do this.
Yeah, that was the first time I've pitted with that many cars and actually worked my way back up into the top three. But it was an overall good race, I guess. This track is just way too close for these cars and just way too narrow. USA is better, I think, but it's not bad. Good race though.
Well, Jared, definitely a fun one to watch. You started 14th, ended up second. You gained the exact same amount of spots as Craig Gullickson, who finished behind you in third place. So that's definitely impressive. You and Craig may have tied with the most spots gained, if I'm looking at this right.
Yeah, I think so. Me and Craig have been we've raced against each other for going on 3 or 4 years now. Back in the R Factor days, he's always ran me clean. He's a good dude.
Well, Jarrett, definitely very happy with your result, I'd imagine. Thank you for talking to us today. Is there anyone you would like to thank before we let you go?
I definitely want to thank my fiance for letting me do this. All my teammates at HRT Sim Racing, Hunter Wright had a little bit of a bad night, so I think he's in second in points, but maybe drop back a little bit worse than that after tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this points championship. We got what I think it's 7 more races to go, so looking forward to it. Thank you guys for putting this on. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, Jarrett Murphy, for talking to us.
User was moved out of your
Well,
channel.
folks, next, Ricky, if you want to do it, Ricky Hull here with Nick Daffern on his first place finish in the Grit UMP Modifieds tonight.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Nick, you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you're the car that made it through the big one and came out with the race win. How does it feel?
It feels good and bad because Jesse, who was leading there, is a teammate of mine, and I bumped him going into, I think, one it was, and I gave him too many X's and he disappeared. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I'd seen that. I thought somebody had disappeared. I wondered what had happened there. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll go for it.
So it was a tough race tonight, man. How'd the track feel and how was your car?
Well, this is probably one of my worst tracks, and I was just trying to find a line there, and I couldn't keep a consistent line until my cousin Bryson got past me, and I seen he was winging it up high. So I started running that line. I was getting good runs off the corner, but like Hackney there at the end, the guys on the bottom for some reason they could grip up and go. I couldn't do it down there. But once I hit that line, I was able to get the runs off the corners, and I was able to keep up with Hackney and Jesse there. And it was a battle out there. There was a lot of beating and banging. It was a survival.
Absolutely, and you are the victor here tonight. Is there anyone you'd like to thank? Who makes it happen for you?
Yes, sir. Well, once again, we teamed up with Gen X, so we got Gen X Bad Racing now, and with them they bring on Amsoil and Folds of Honor. Then we got Jim Rivas with E1G Graphics. He does all our cars. Dude does an awesome job. And then we brought him some new teammates like Jesse right here. He was running up front, and I feel bad that I guess I bumped him and it gave him too many X's. I feel bad about it.
Well, maybe you can buy him a beer and make him feel better.
For sure, I'm gonna have to do something.
Well, Nick Daffrin, you were the car to beat here tonight. You got it done, 5th to 1st. Good job. Enjoy your win, and we hope to talk to you again at the end of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you all you guys at Hammer Down. It's a blast running 4 nights out of the 7 with you guys.
We're blessed to have you. Enjoy your night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Your race winner, Nick Daffrin, ladies and gentlemen.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, folks, definitely a fun one to watch and definitely a fun one for us to commentate. That was your Grit Series at Williams Grove in the UMP Modifieds. Nick Daffern ending out his race tonight with that first place. Definitely a lot of luck involved with the results today, but also like all the drivers said, definitely was like the survival of the fittest. Looks like okay, anyway. Definitely survival of the fittest. Well, I'd like to end it off by saying thank you everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to share and try to support us if you like what we're doing here. Ricky Hall, thank you for talking with us tonight and commentating with me. Thank you, Rob, for putting on the whole Hammer Down. This would not be possible without you. And thank you to all the league sponsors and partners for all that you do with us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This has been the Hammer Down TV presentation of the Grit Series with the UMP Modifieds at Williams Grove. Thank you.
Have a nice night.